the prep zone.
Oh my goodness!
Rice, splashdown!
Oh my goodness, what a hit!
Welcome to the Prep Zone. My name is Grant Yenny. Tonight we're here at Strawberry Stadium at Southeastern Louisiana University, 6-5A football, week 10. This season flew by. But Mandeville playing Covington. Let's bring in our color analyst, Coach Jimmy Inman, for more analysis. Coach, it's senior night for the Lions. It's technically a home game for them. They're playing the visiting Mandeville Skippers. What do we know about them?
Yeah, the home-based road warriors, the Covington Lions. Mandeville, look, you know what Coach Hutch Gonzalez, they're going to put some points up. And when you have a guy like Ibieta, the Miami commit, you got a lot to work with. He's going to be amazing. Look forward to that because, look, spectacular players. They show up on a big stage, big rivalry game. I expect a lot from him.
Firepower from the offense on the Covington side. Two great running backs. What do we know about them?
Well, they can tote the rock. You got a senior in Quintez Laurent, so he's really going to look to make his impact tonight. And how can you not say something positive about Jay Chapman? He has been spectacular in the times we've seen him this year.
Thanks, Coach. Hey, it's football weather. Week 10, the wind's blowing. It's getting cooler. I spoke with both coaches moments ago. Let's hear what they had to say, and we'll get to the action. All right, pregame with Coach Salter. Coach, week 10. Now, y'all sitting at the 31 spot. This is kind of a must-win to stay in that playoff hunt. What are you telling your guys?
Same thing we've told them for the last 2 weeks. You know, it is a must-win for us. We want to be able to control our own destiny, not have it come down to PowerPoints and what team needs to beat who. You know, we know that if we win tonight, we're in the playoffs and get to play, opportunity for the seniors to play another week.
They have a lot of offensive firepower, specifically Landon Ibieta, the Miami commit. How do you get after the quarterback and prevent the ball getting to Landon Ibieta tonight?
Well, I think that, that's the most important thing is what you just said, is be able to put a little pressure on the quarterback and try to disrupt some of their timing. But, yeah, they've got some great players at the skill position. We're going to have to rally to the football, keep everything underneath us, and we're going to have to tackle well. We know it's not going to be easy, but, this game it's always a great game. So we expect nothing different tonight.
Pre-game with Coach Gonzalez. Coach, before we get to the game, you played in this stadium. You played for Southeastern. How cool is it being here coaching in the stadium tonight?
This is my second time being able to come here and coach. It's pretty awesome. It didn't look like this when I was playing here, but they've done a phenomenal job. The facilities here are beautiful, and it shows in the results that they're putting on the field right now. They're a pretty special squad out there right now. So.
And also special for Covington, who y'all are facing tonight. Q Laurent as well as Chapman for them, the two running backs. They've been playing phenomenally. How do you slow them down?
Look, I don't know if you can slow them down, really. You just kind of hope to contain them a little bit. They're special. If they get on the edge, you're going to have a problem getting them on, get them on the ground. They're speed and they're powerful and they can run it. So hopefully we can stuff them up the middle a little bit and try to force their hand to throw the ball and maybe play into our strength a little bit, and we'd be fortunate to keep them just contained.
And with the numbers, we're told with the way the power ratings are shaking out, there's an outside chance with a win you could make the playoffs. What are you telling your guys coming into this tonight?
I'm not a guy who does much prognosticating. I let people do that for us, and I've gotten a lot of messages this week. Hey, man, if you win, you're in. I don't know. It's a crazy system, and if we win, we're in. That's great. I told our guys, regardless, whether this is your last game or this is a game to get you in the playoff, it's a game you have to win. You don't ever want to go out on a bad note, and if this is what gets you an extra week, then you definitely want to fight for that. So I think the mindset is, hey, we're playing Covington. It's week 10, and it's win or go home regardless for us. So we're gonna get after it, and I think they're ready, and they seem prepared, and that's all we can ask of them.
Week 10, Covington, Mandeville is underway. Estrada kicking this one off. It'll be returned by Ibieta. Ibieta taking it from the 10, has room to run. Still on his feet, crossing the 50, crossing midfield. It's going to be Estrada to push him out of bounds, but excellent field position for the Skippers to start this offensive possession.
No doubt about it. And I tell you what, Ibieta, what a huge start for the Skippers. I mean, it's one of those things when you draw it up, you're like, hey, we can get good field position, get the offense out there, get everything in motion, and find that early score, settle everybody down. It's a dream start for Coach Gonzalez and the Skippers.
Back here, we didn't see it. Some yellow hankies down. So that'll back up the Skippers. An excellent return, though, but negated by a penalty. So
that it was. His athleticism was surely on display right there.
Yeah, still marking it off. Let's see. They're going to spot it at the 22. So.
Well, there was a huge hole there.
Yeah.
So that may explain why he had room to run, but my word, he doesn't need much, does he? I mean, just a small.
I mean, you know what Miami's looking at when they.
No doubt.
2 to the right. Rex Henderson, the starting quarterback for the Skippers. Joron Lee, the running back, and oh my goodness, another flag already. That's going to be delay of game called on the Skippers.
Wow. You know, you've got a lot of talent with Ibieta, and you know, it's given him more room to work with, but in the same instance, if you're the Skippers, this isn't the direction that you want to be going.
Coach Gonzalez over there saying that the clock wasn't reset.
And that may have been the case when I looked up. It was at 25. So if it wasn't reset, then that would totally.
Yeah, and here it is. They're waving it off.
Yes.
So there you go.
That would totally make sense.
Yeah.
They picked up that last flag. So to be 1st and 10, the ball spotted at the 22.
So 1st and 10 for the Skippers from the 22. Henderson calling for it, fakes to give to Lee, slings this one out, and it falls incomplete. Intended for Alex McQueen.
And good coverage right there by the Lions secondary, making a play once the ball arrived. And that's one of those things you get coached up. Make sure that if the ball gets there, you can, any way, shape, or form, dislodge it. And that's exactly what happened right there.
2nd and 10, Henderson calling for it. Fakes to give to Lee, that time slings this one out, and it's thrown behind Ibieta.
And I tell you what, Ibieta had a little bit of room to work with right there, and as we've already mentioned, he doesn't need much. So if they go back to that play later and are able to find him in stride, it could be a big play for the Skippers down the road.
Now 3rd and 10. As the Skippers await the play from the sideline.
Go ahead.
Oh, Henderson alone in the backfield as they motion Joron Lee out. Henderson calls for it. Looking downfield, rooms to run. He'll take it himself, and he'll be down about 4 yards shy of the first down.
Court Bushnell, 22 for the Lions, did a really good job right there of getting to the ball, and he didn't make the tackle, but he slowed the quarterback up just enough for enough hats to find the tackle, and now it's time to punt.
Punting unit on. It's Justin Chapman back to return. Snap is back. Punt is away, and that one hit off the side of his foot, out of bounds around the 45-yard line. So that'll give some good 43-yard line. Great position to start this drive for the Lions.
And I tell you what, if you're the Covington Lions, you are really excited about that, because you've got two backs that can absolutely eat some yardage up with some quickness, and this is great field position for the Lions.
It'll be 1st and 10 following that punt.
Let's
1st
see.
and 10, the ball spotted at the 43.
Chapman and Laurent do. Coakley, the quarterback for the Lions.
Of the Skippers.
Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Chapman. Taking it left side. He'll gain about 4 on the carry.
Even when it looks like there's nothing there. Like Mandeville did a good job, stayed home. He was able to make a nice little jump cut, pick up 4 yards when really there was nothing.
gain of 4. It'll be second and
That'll make
6.
it 2nd and 6 for the Lions.
Going with the wind at this point as well, so it's kind of a big deal.
Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Chapman again. Patient runner, trying to kick it back left side, and way to make something out of nothing, because that looked like it was stopped, and he just patiently came back around.
No doubt. It should be a 3rd and 10, and instead it's a 3rd and manageable 3, and that is solely due to, as you said, him being patient, making a nice little cut, and finding some space where really and truly there wasn't much at all to be found. Mandeville's defense had it played pretty well.
Now 2-back set here with Laurent and Chapman here on 3rd down. Coakley calls for it. This time it goes to Laurent. You saw him, he took the step and then made that quick cut forward. And that'll be close. It might be a yard shy of the 1st down, though.
And this is decision-making time for Coach Salter. We know that he's got a lot of confidence in his defense. They've been a salty group all year long. And we were here 2 weeks ago, and it was a slugfest between the Lions and the Slidell Tigers. So it's not a surprise to see the Lions going for it right here.
Coakley calling for it. Give going to Chapman, and Chapman racing here near sideline. And he'll be brought down at about the 24-yard line, but a 1st down for the Lions.
So elusive, so quick. He saw the space. Only a sophomore. That's something to keep in mind. So his running ability is so instinctual at this point. No doubt he's coached up. No doubt that he's making the right decisions. But my word, when you have his ability, it opens a lot of the playbook.
Sticking with the 2-back set. Calling for it is Coakley. Give goes to Laurent, left side. Breaking tackles, and they're brought down by the 2nd man. Number 7, Logan Reese, brings him down.
Good job by Laurent right there as well. He didn't have anything going to the left. Put the brakes on, cut up, was able to pick up a couple of yards when, again, Mandeville really had that played well. It's just, when you have a back that is that dynamic, is able to read the situation, pick up a couple of yards when it should have been no gain or negative yardage.
2nd and 8. Coakley calls for it. Give going to Laurent. Had a good block there from Chapman. Slung away, still on his feet is Laurent, but there's a flag down.
And a good jump cut again right there in the hole. It's going to be a hold on the Lions, which will bring things back. And my word, holding calls can be drive killers. Or in the case of the kickoff with Mandeville, can really put you behind the 8 ball when you had superb field position without the hold.
That penalty will be assessed against the Lions.
So that'll back them up to the 34-yard line.
Ball now spotted at the 33 of the Skippers. It'll be 1st and 10 at that point.
Let's see, 2nd and 20.
And that's a pretty long chew against this Mandeville defense. They're very sound, smart, athletic, go to the ball.
Coakley, left side, hit, option works, gets it out to Chapman. Chapman still racing forward, and he'll be pushed out of bounds. Gets about a 12-yard gain there.
And a good job by Coakley right there. He held that ball to the absolute last second. Mandeville, again, they were in the right place. It was just an excellent play by Coakley. Forced Mandeville's hand right there. They had to go to him. He still had the ball all the way until the last second. Excellent pitch. And, of course, we know what Chapman's going to do with it once he gets it.
So 3rd and 8 for the Lions. Coakley puts Laurent in motion, calls for it. Give goes to Chapman, coming back near sideline, makes a guy take a seat, and Chapman's going to take it to the house. Did he cross the pylon? No. They're going to say he's out of bounds at the 2-yard line. But what a run.
I tell you what, when he put the brakes on and just nice little cut to the outside, it's just really unfair. It's unfair. He is that gifted and that athletic.
1st and goal, Lions at that point.
And of course, that's his senior. Laurent telling him, hey, next time don't go out at the 1. Go ahead and cut it back in. You know, go find that defensive back and give him a massage.
And they're going to set up in the Covington eye to muscle this one in. Coakley, give, goes to Laurent straight ahead. Did he get stacked? Oh, Mandeville saying they had the ball. They're saying Laurent lost it at the 1.
Laurent, the ball carrier.
And he did.
And Mandeville has it.
And the skipper told.
Big play by the Mandeville defense.
Huge play. And when we were here 2 weeks ago, we saw something similar, a couple of turnovers inside the 10-yard line that, you know, ended up killing some drives for Covington. Great job right there by the Mandeville Skippers defense to step up when they needed to step up. And maybe that's one of those things where Chapman, as he gets a little older, he realizes you find pay dirt when the opportunity presents itself.
But the ball spotted inside the 1.
Well, there are no shadows from the goalpost, but if there were, it certainly would be. The ball would be inside of them, I can promise.
Southeastern, a tobacco-free environment.
So Mandeville setting up here and play clock down to 10. Henderson calls for it. Give goes to Lee.
Churning.
Yeah, hard running there. Lee will give a little bit more room to breathe for the Skippers. Not much, though, about a 3-yard gain.
Oh, and where that is in that position, 3 yards is nice.
It makes a big difference.
3 yards is nice.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, Coach Hutch Gonzalez on the sideline over there, he's like, all right, we got a little bit of breathing room here.
Pick up a 3.
Let's see.
That's a
Second
4-yard gain
and
on that play.
7.
Second and along 6.
Or along 6. Just 6.5 to go here in the first. Henderson looking to pass now, standing in his own end zone. He'll take it himself. Gets away from 1, still on his feet. Takes a hit, but that's a first down for the Skippers as Henderson gets out to the 15-yard line.
And I tell you what, Henderson showed a lot of athleticism there. An arm tackle was not going to bring him down. So good job by that young man and able to move the chains and keep this drive rolling. And again, into the wind. So that's something to keep in mind as this game progresses.
Henderson calls for it, fakes the give. It's a screen, and it falls incomplete.
Looking to spring Ibieta right there.
Yeah, intended for Ibieta. I never heard a whistle, so that's why I was wondering. But yeah, screen setup. You know, usually when you're that on the defensive line and you break through that easily, you should just turn and run because you know what's coming next.
The play's behind you. And that's the second time they've looked to get Ibieta free in space.
Give on the jet sweep. Goes to McGowan, looking to turn it upfield. He gets to about the 21, a gain of 4.
And it's going to set up a 3rd and 6, give or take. So this is going to be a challenge for the Mandeville offense. The Covington defense has been pretty solid as of late. However, we saw Henderson earlier. He's not afraid to tuck it and keep it and pick up the first on his own in the event that needs to be done.
37.
Henderson calls for it, fakes the give, looking to pass, slings this one long, looking for McGowan. McGowan hauls it in, and he'll get down to the Covington 40-yard line.
What a gutsy call right there by Coach Gonzalez. He saw what he liked over the top in terms of the coverage. A little unfortunate if you're the Lions back in the back line in the secondary. Ian Goodley looked like he slipped, which I think the play is going to be made anyway because the throw was excellent by Henderson. But you never know. But the slip didn't hurt.
There's been some slippage here tonight. I'm wondering how much of a difference this Southeastern turf is playing with the cleats that they have.
And a little humidity as well.
Slinging this one quick. Is that hauled in? No, they say incomplete. Intended out for Ibieta. For Caleb Burst.
It was close.
Intended for Burst.
But yeah, the field conditions a little bit different than normal. And those cleats really do make a difference depending on what surface you're on.
They do, absolutely. That being said, it was a beautiful throw by Henderson. It was going to be, I'm of the opinion it was going to be caught no matter what. So like I said, a gutsy call by Coach Gonzalez right there.
So 2nd and 10.
Be sure to stop by the concession stand in the concourse and in the East Stadium for all of your
Henderson calls for it, looking to pass. Steps up as pressure bears down, and he'll be dropped by number 44, Travers Benoit.
And look, only rushing 4 right there. So the Lions were able to get pressure, which if they can get pressure with 4, that means they've got a lot of guys back in the secondary, which means Henderson's job just got drastically more difficult. So you Coach Glenn Salter, dialing that up, and obviously a well-called defense in that moment.
So 3rd and 12. Mandeville's been here before, though.
They have, and Coach Gonzalez has shown he's not scared to trust in his guys to go get it.
Fakes to give to Lee. Henderson looking downfield. He'll take it himself, running forward, and he'll be stopped about 5 yards shy of the first. Oh! The loose ball, but Mandeville got on top of it.
It's going to set up a 4th and 5, and this is decision-making time for Coach Gonzalez. And I have a feeling he's got faith in his offense. He's going to leave him out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Both coaches reading the analytics.
No doubt.
Covington holds.
The Lions defense has been disciplined in those moments that we've seen them this year.
On 4th down, Henderson calling for it. A flag comes out. And that's going to be a false start. So that'll make it 4th and 10.
And that may change the dynamic. So Coach Gonzalez looks as though he's going to go with his punting unit at this point.
Punting unit coming out, led by John Patterson. Interesting spot where they just were last year. They had now Ole Miss starting kicker Caden Costa. You'd think maybe they would have gone for a field goal there if Caden was still here.
No doubt. He had a cannon of a leg.
Patterson punts this one away, end over end. And that will go out of bounds at about the 16-yard line.
It's a nice directional punt right there in terms of the result. So he put it right where he wanted it, puts his defense in a good position, and, of course, Covington's got to get out there with a lot of ground in front of them. Now, when you have their 2 backs, that can be a blessing or a curse, depending upon if they get some space.
.254 to go here in the first. Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Chapman, and great defense there. Mandeville penetrating and bringing him down in the backfield.
Mandeville read that beautifully, had a lot of hats to put on the ball, and Chapman, no jump cut available. All exits were covered at that point.
Senior linebacker Brad Chauvin with the stop. That'll make it 2nd and 12 for the Lions.
So the question is at this point, with the wind, are we going to see Covington open up the playbook and throw the ball? Because that's a possibility. We know Coakley's got an arm.
Coakley calls for it, fakes the give, slings this one out. It's caught by Poyen. And he'll be brought down at the 25-yard line, but there's a flag down.
Nice play design right there, but it could be in the realm of holding maybe. That's typically where we see that flag. Nope,
they wave it off.
Picked it up.
Interesting.
So it's going to make for a manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, 3rd and 1.
It's a good job by Coakley right there. Nice touch on the ball. So, and nice running after the catch as well.
Two-back set here, Chapman and Laurent.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a run.
Yep, the give goes to Laurent. He hit that hole like he was shot out of a cannon.
Yes,
and that's
he did.
a first down for the Lions.
He runs so hard. He really does. And again, when we're talking about the two-back set with the Lions, it's truly thunder and lightning. I mean, I know we hear that a lot, but it truly is with these two backs.
And, I mean, Laurent really didn't need the hole wasn't that big. He just needed a little bit of a seam there to bust through.
And that's that senior experience. He's been there, done that, and he knows. That's all I need.
Coakley calls for it. He's going to keep it here. Pulls it from Laurent. And, man, Coakley is a tough runner. Mandeville going to stop him after about a 4-yard gain. But how about that from the quarterback?
That was excellent. And look, gang tackling Navarre. He was the first guy there. Wrapped him up. But it, like you said, Coakley was making everybody work to get him down right there.
I mean, it took a host of skippers to bring him down.
It did. It did. I will say this. We've seen the skippers put a lot of hats to the ball. I've been impressed with that. It's that swarming aspect of the defense tonight.
Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Chapman. Gets away from one defender. Gets away from another. And he'll go out of bounds after getting the first down.
He's just so elusive. So elusive. And look, two skippers had an opportunity to bring him down right there, and it's truly not their fault. I mean, they're giving 110% in terms of their effort. They're in the right spot, so you know they're being coached up well. It's just sometimes you have to tip your hat and go, man, that guy is impressive.
So 1st and 10 from the 44-yard line. 44 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Coakley calling for it. Keeps it himself again. Looking to break it outside. Good job by the Mandeville defense holding and bringing him down.
Absolutely nowhere to go. So, again, impressed. In that case, John Patterson, number 14, a senior linebacker. He was definitely in the right spot at the right time for the Skippers' defense.
Patterson, a third-year starter for the Skippers, a very experienced player. And I don't think Covington is going to get a play off here. Let's see. There's 8 seconds on the clock. Yeah, they're going to run the play. Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Chapman, looking to spin away from a defender. And he'll be brought down, maybe a gain of 1. And that'll do it for the first quarter with no score, 0-0. Third down here for the Lions. Fakes to give, looking to pass now is Coakley. It's a screen out to Poyen. Oh, trucks a guy, but he'll be brought down. So good defense there to take the lick, but bring him down with you by Michael Cassesi.
Yeah, Cassesi, I mean, look, he knew he was going to have to absorb that, and he's like, you know what, if I can do so, hold on and make the tackle, then I've done my job. And, hey, credit where it's due. It takes someone, you know, with a tough-minded attitude to go, that's it, this is football, this is what we do. So
Mason Estrada on to punt this one away. Ibieta back to return. Snap is there, punt is away. It's a good punt from Estrada. This will roll, and that'll be down at about the 18-yard line.
So, yeah, no, in terms of directional punting, you couldn't ask for more from both of the punters in the two instances where they've been able to do that. Obviously, Estrada's a little more, how can I say this, nuanced in terms of the way he was able to drive the ball and put it exactly where he wanted it. But, boy, I tell you, Estrada, between his ability to kick field goals and punt, he's quite the weapon for the Lions.
Is he a soccer player also? Is he a multi-sport athlete?
You know what? You asked me that last time, and I know he's played,
yeah,
but I'm not sure if he's currently playing.
Looking to pass is Henderson. It's a screen. Hauled in by Lee. Lee with room to run has very close to a first down. That will be a first down for the Skippers.
And a nice play call right there by the Mandeville Skippers. I tell you, you talked about once you see it and you're in the defensive line and you're through. You saw some guys that recognized this. They just recognized it too late, which tells you that it was obviously run to perfection by the Skippers.
Jerron Lee on the receiving end of that pass.
Henderson calling for it, fakes to give to Lee. Throws it out to McGowan, and McGowan will gain about 6.
Nice little drive right here Mandeville's putting together. So you start at your 18, and we're already past the 30, almost near the 40, just a couple of plays later.
Gain of 7, that'll make it 2nd and 3.
And I tell you what, if you give the Mandeville Skippers 2nd and 3, Coach Hutch Gonzalez and his staff are going to really like those circumstances. They'll open up the playbook and find something quite unique.
Ibieta on the jet sweep, but a flag came out already, and he'll be brought down. That wouldn't be a first down, but let's see what the penalty is.
Coach Gonzalez trying to find Ibieta and get him some room to work with.
Illegal shift called on the skipper, so that'll back him up.
Five-yard penalty assessed against the Skippers.
And I'll tell you what, these are typically 2 well-coached teams, but we've seen a couple of penalties that have really just hindered some drives as of late.
So 2nd and 8 now for the Skippers. Henderson calling for it, fakes to give to Lee, looking to pass. Oh, and the turf monster got him. Falls down.
Something we mentioned earlier as we were talking. It's just every once in a while you'll see someone slip. We saw Goodley slip earlier. We see Henderson slip here. And again, there's a little bit of humidity. It's on the cool side out there. And you would think with this breeze you wouldn't really have that issue. But I suppose with an artificial turf field, these are some of the things that you've got to keep in mind if you're on the coaching staff of both respective schools.
And those cleats screw out for a reason.
Yeah.
You could put the longer cleats in if you need to.
Yes, they do. Maybe that's a halftime adjustment that we're going to see.
So 3rd and 10 here. Skippers, Henderson calling for it. Has pressure, gets around him, looking to pass, slings it out complete to McQuinn. And that'll be about 4 yards shy of the first down, so 4th down for the Skippers.
And once again, just what we were talking about, we saw a blitz. Court Bushnell, who was dialed up by Coach Glenn Salter. He's coming in, didn't have the angle, so he was going to make the cut. Probably would have made the tackle, but Turf Monster got him. No matter, because it leads to a punt, so it looks as though Covington will receive the ball back at this stage anyway.
Snap is back. Patterson punts this one away. Speedy end over end, and this one will just go. Wow. So that will be downed at about the 11-yard line.
Very effective. Might not have been the most beautiful punt in the world, but at the end of the day, you don't worry about how pretty a punt actually looks. The question is where does the ball end up and what kind of position are you putting your defense in? And man, that worked out beautifully for the Skippers.
He hit that ball right on the nose to make it. I mean, it was quick spinning around.
It really was. I mean, by the time it hit, it had some momentum and it took off.
So it'll be a long field ahead of the Lions as they get ready for this drive.
And this is the 2nd drive in a row that you've seen the Lions with a long field in front of them. And, the Mandeville Skippers defense has come to play and have been able to step up. But as we mentioned earlier as well, it's a lot of space, and it doesn't take much with the backs that Covington has to take advantage of it.
Coakley calling for it, going to Laurent, and it looked like he backtracked a little there. That's Chapman, excuse me. Backtracked a little bit, and that'll be a loss for Covington.
He actually had nowhere to go, so he went to turn and pivot, and Mandeville did an excellent job of having, once again, a lot of hatch to the ball. So if you can take away that space for Chapman or Laurent to cut into, which Mandeville has done up to this point, it can create some negative yardage, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Yeah, 2nd and 13 for the Lions.
Sound discipline right there by the Mandeville Skippers defense.
Coakley calling for it. Give goes to Chapman, looking to break it outside. Contained by Mandeville, holding the edge there, able to bring Chapman down for another loss.
Back-to-back plays again. As you said, they have containment, they're disciplined, hats to the ball, and nowhere for Chapman to go.
So now Covington back to the 4-yard line.
Yes, if you're Coach Salter, this is not how you envision this drive starting out. Your coach Gonzalez, you really like what you're seeing from your defense.
Coakley in his own end zone, calling for it. He'll sling this one out to Laurent. Makes one move, and he'll be brought down from behind, but gets about a 5-yard gain, so gets out to the 9-yard line. And it'll be 4th down and 12, so the punting unit comes out, led by Estrada.
And Estrada's going to be in the end zone. He won't have his heels on the back touchline, but it's not a position that you would want to be in if you're the punter. He does have a nice leg, but this is into the wind, so something to keep in mind.
Snap is back. Estrada's punt is away, and that's a nice one. It'll be fair caught by Ibieta. An excellent field position for the Skippers to start this drive.
And I tell you what, as soon as Ibieta caught the ball, his eyes dropped down, and he saw space all around him. I can promise you when he goes back and looks at that, because he is an amazing athlete, he's going to go back and look and say, my word, if I would have just held out 1 second, I might have been able to take that one to the house.
Could have made that move.
Oh,
he had open green on the left side.
He did, and he's a special athlete. He is a special athlete. So that's one of those things where looking back on it, he's probably going to be like, oh, man, wish I wouldn't have done that one in that moment. Nonetheless, excellent field position for the Mandeville Skippers right here.
Trips to the bottom of your screen. Calling for it is Henderson. Give goes to Lee. Good
Nice
blocking up
hard
front
running.
and good hard running from Lee. Got away from the first group. The second level has to bring him down, and it's a 5-yard gain.
Not one, but 2 spin moves in the hole right there, and you know what? He almost got away. So good tackling right there in the end result by the Lions. But boy, oh boy, good hard running.
Ball at the 29 of the Lions.
Henderson calls for it. Fakes to give to Lee. Slings it
And
out.
that's
Oh, it's
pick.
intercepted.
And guess who? We haven't called his name much.
Bryce Blackwell.
He's got a knack. He really does.
If you watched the game against Slidell, you know how tremendous of a player Bryce Blackwell is. Also, if you've been following Covington at all this season or for the past 3 seasons, you know how tremendous Bryce Blackwell is.
He too is a special player. He broke on that and was able to jump in front. And once he had positioning, his athleticism kicked in. He wasn't going to be denied that interception.
No. It was a bit of a battle for the ball there. The wide receiver was fighting for it too, but Blackwell came up big.
And part of that is positioning. He actually was able to jump the route, and once he was able to get positioning, he was going to win that battle stealing that ball.
Coakley calling for it. Give goes to Laurent coming on the jet sweep. He's slung away. Oh my goodness, takes a big hit. And that'll be a loss for Covington. All that started there by Nick Pedavino, and the big hit came in from Clarence Joseph.
Tell you what, Clarence Joseph, he was a man on a mission right there when he laid the wood. Big hit, as you said. And once again, Covington's going backwards on offense and with a lot of weapons. So that tells me Mandeville's really got it dialed in on the defensive side.
For sure.
Been quite impressive.
2nd and 14, Coakley calling for it, slings this one out. It's complete to Laurent.
It's complete to Laurent.
He'll be gang tackled, but a gain of about 10.
Good job right there by Coakley, putting that ball right where it needed to be. Excellent job by Laurent to settle in, find a little bit of space, and present himself for the pass. Big play because Covington had been going backwards, as I mentioned earlier. So now it's a 3rd and 3, something that's quite manageable for the Lions. I say that, but Mandeville's defense has been so stout this evening.
Yeah, I mean, they get penetration here.
Yes.
Calling for it, Coakley. Give goes to Chapman. Hey, that's what we're talking about.
That's it. That's exactly it.
Excellent job once again by the Mandeville defense.
So time to punt, and again, we get to see Mr. Estrada, and
let's see what Ibieta does here if it goes straight to him.
Yeah, that's one of those he may go into the rearview mirror and say, you know what, if I get another bite at this, I'm not fair catching this. And again, Estrada has an excellent punt, but with the wind, it can hold it up.
They're putting Caleb Bonner is back deep to return. Estrada punts this one away. It'll be a Peter call saying get away from it. And Covington will let it roll. Then we'll down it at about the 33-yard line.
And a good job right there by Estrada, so, flipping the field position, getting out of their own way, so to speak. Because man, I want to say 4 of the last 6 plays or 7 plays by the Lions offense have actually been negative plays. So putting the defense in a position to where they can actually work is the best way to say it. Not a bad job by Estrada.
So Mandeville at the 33-yard line here, 1st and 10. 3:50 to go before half. Give goes to Lee. Hard running from Lee. He'll gain about 3 on the carry.
Yeah, Lee definitely has been showing that he's got a little bit in the tank. He's like, you know what, I can give a free massage just like anybody else. So he's a good hard runner.
Making the tackle.
2nd and 6.
Gain of 3. It's 2nd and 7.
Henderson calling for it.
Oh.
The ball's on the ground. That was a kind of a misunderstanding there between Lee and Henderson. I think Lee thought Henderson was going to pull it. Henderson thought Lee was going to take it, and the ball ended up on the ground, but Mandeville ends up on top of it.
And I tell you what, Court Bushnell, who was in on the tackle just before that play, is on a blitz package right there. It looked like a run blitz, but man, he was there almost on the handoff. So it was a beautiful play call by Coach Salter on the Covington defensive side of the ball. And Bushnell, man, he was right there.
Play clock down to 8. Here on 3rd down for the Skippers. Calling for it. Henderson slings this one out and incomplete, intended for McQueen.
And it was close. He had some space. It was a good route, run well. And, the only downside to having the wind behind you is every once in a while the ball will sail. And I think that may have happened right there with Henderson.
So now the punting unit comes out. Let's see if John Patterson can put another one of those very quick end-over-end punts into play here.
I tell you what, it worked great. It was incredibly effective. And look who's back.
Bryce Blackwell.
So I think Covington is actually looking for a return right here. And, he's a good little athlete.
Mandeville might have to take they get the play off, but here's a flag. Oh, that's going to be a false start. Yeah, things got a little discombobulated there because they were down to 1 second on the play clock. I think there was just a little jumpy panic.
Right. And it may have worked out because that punt was a line drive right to Blackwell, who had no intention of fair catching that.
No.
He had a lot of space in front of him.
And it got to him so quick that he had room to run.
Yes, he did.
It's kind of the downside to not having any hang time on your punts.
Yes, it is. So and look, I think that is I think that was obviously a coaching decision to say, hey, look, let's put this guy back here who can do exactly what we're wanting him to do.
And there it goes. It hit and kind of lost momentum as it hit there, and takes a roll and will be downed at the 39-yard line by the Skippers.
39-yard line.
It's a little ironic that a penalty actually benefited a team, I suppose.
No
right
kidding.
There.
Benefited the Skippers.
So
2:26 to go here before half. No score, 0-0. A heck of a defensive battle we've had in this one.
No doubt. And how big is that, not just the turnover, but not finding pay dirt when the opportunity presented itself by the Lions earlier, because really and truly that's probably been the best scoring opportunity for either team. and with the defenses playing as well as they are tonight on both sides of the ball, no matter how talented we've seen these guys on the offensive side, one score is a really big deal.
For sure. Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Poyen, and man, that Mandeville off defense flies to the ball, brought down by number 40, Michael Cassesi.
Hats everywhere. Coach Gonzalez is going to look at this film and say, man, I am really pleased with the effort that these young men are putting into this game.
Assisting Navarre.
So second and 13, under 2 to play here in the first half.
13 for the Lions.
There's Chapman at the top of your screen. Laurent in motion, fakes to Give, looking to pass. Coakley launches this one, and that one sails.
That was kind of awkward. There was a Mandeville defensive lineman that put his hands up to stop the pass, but he was almost in distance to reach over and grab Coakley. And I think Coakley, being a sophomore, was like, all right, where do I go with this? Because this could get bad if I don't get rid of the ball. So I do want to point out for the Lions really quickly that big number 78, Logan Potter, a senior offensive lineman, 6'4", 275 pounds, would normally be playing left tackle. He's not in tonight. He's out injured, and that may have something to do with the makeshift look to the offensive line of the Lions.
It's a big, skilled veteran player to not have in. Give goes to Chapman, and Mandeville's defense keeps doing what Mandeville's defense has been doing all night there, stopping Covington behind the line of scrimmage.
You got to love the effort. Hats on the ball, discipline, maintaining containment. It's been a clinic in terms of how you would want to set it up for your coaching staff.
Ibieta back in to return, Strada to punt, and let's see, we're going to have a timeout called by the Skippers. 1:06 to go here in the first half, and score tied, or no score really, 0-0. Following the timeout, punt unit on for Covington. Ibieta back to return. Strada, high punt here. Fair catch from Ibieta. It'll be Mandeville ball at the 36-yard line with 57 seconds to play here in the first half.
And that sets up maybe a big moment for one of these two teams. And you know, if you got somebody like Ibieta, you never know when he's going to be able to find it, get to the house. We've already seen a pick tonight, so it's a possibility that the Lions defense steps up. Either way, Estrada, again, that punt had a lot of hang time, and that's the only reason that I think that Ibieta didn't get the return that maybe he was envisioning.
So 1st and 10, Henderson calling for it. Looking downfield as pressure comes. He'll take off. Court Bushnell will bring him down in the backfield. Or no, he'll get a gain of 1.
Good pressure right there by the Lions. Big number 68, Jamonte Bursch. He was in the backfield. And then Court Bushnell there to clean up.
30 seconds on the clock here in the first half. Henderson calls for it, running it, rolling out, launches it, complete to McQueen, and he'll be down after crossing midfield.
Good job right there by Henderson and McQueen. McQueen stayed put. The line DB was in a tough spot. He had to step up just in case Henderson ran it, but that means you've got a wide receiver in a spot right there where you can actually receive the ball.
And 20 seconds to go here in the first half. Timeout called on the field, no score. Calling for it, Henderson, give to Lee. Lee still on his feet, lays a lick as he's brought down, and that's a first down for the Skippers, and Mandeville will use their final timeout of the half. 14 seconds to go here in the second quarter, no score. 1st and 10 for the Skippers coming out of the timeout. 14 seconds to go here before half. Henderson calls for it, looking to pass, and oh, he is sacked.
It's a sack.
Brought down there
Benoit.
by Benoit.
With the big
Clock
play
down
for the
2,
Lions.
1, 0.
And
And I believe that is it.
that should be half.
Yep, halftime. So at the half, no score, defensive battle, 0-0. Kicking off the second half, that one booted away. Creighton Wilbanks, the sophomore kicker for the Skippers. And Laurent gets it out to about the 35-yard line on the return.
Good hard running by Laurent right there. Not afraid to take it up, I can promise you. He caught the ball, put the Jets on, straight down the field.
On the return.
So 0-0, Coach. 0-0 as we start the second half. Covington had the chance to score early. They had the turnover. Other than that, it's just been a big defensive battle.
And look, both of these teams have been able to put up points against pretty much anyone they played this year. So what that tells you is these defensive, they came to play tonight. Not to say they don't play every week, but man, the game plans have been spot on by the coaching staff, and the execution's been fantastic by both squads.
Coakley gives to Chapman. Chapman room to run. A big hole opened up there, and Chapman gets to the 44-yard line, about a yard shy of the first down.
Off the right-hand side, and I do wonder if Covington has kind of shifted some things with their O-line. They may have moved some things around in the first half, trying to compensate, as we mentioned, losing Logan Potter, the big offensive lineman. So maybe they went back to their normal formation.
Second down. Coakley calling for it. Looking to pass here. Launches this one. Has a man overthrown. Intended out there for Merrick.
And I tell you what, that wasn't a bad toss at all by Coakley. Again, there's plenty of wind. There's a good stiff breeze out there as we speak. Before the game started with the presentation of the colors, the flag didn't have to be unfurled. So it was definitely blowing in the wind.
Back to that two-back set that you and I agree should be base formation. Give goes to Laurent. Laurent shot out of a cannon there, gets a first down.
So good start right here for the Lions, able to pick up the first down, move the chains. And man, it's one of those things where when you have the wind, as we mentioned earlier, you kind of want to do something with it, because at least the option for passing the ball presents itself. Against the wind, it's tough.
So back, sticking with the two-back set here. Calling for it. Give goes to Laurent. Move there, gets around the defender, still on the run. A first down plus some, and an excellent lead block there from Chapman.
Excellent block by Chapman, and a great jump cut right there to find some space by Laurent. And as you said already, once he sees that space, he kicks on the Jets, and man, it's impressive. He's got some get up and go.
First and 10, Covington.
So first and 10. Ball at the 34-yard line. Calls for it. Give going to Chapman this time. Chapman looking to get outside and just hanging on for dear life, and bringing him down is number 8, Nick Pedavino.
And I tell you what, it's a good job right there by Pedavino, because if Chapman gets the edge, he's going to be really tough to actually tackle, because he's got an extra gear as well.
So second and 9 for the Lions. Calls for it. Toss. Chapman looking to turn it up. Now reversing back the other way, and brought down in the backfield. Excellent job by the Mandeville defense there, as Chapman was trying to reverse course. Holding there, bringing him down.
Yeah, Navarre was there, and Clarence Joseph as well. And I tell you what, Clarence Joseph is not a small fella, a big defensive lineman for Mandeville, upperclassman, a junior. Tough stuff.
So third down and 16 for the Lions.
Yeah, big play right there, because the Lions really did have a nice drive going. So big play by the Mandeville defense.
Calls for it. And flags come out. This
It might be a false start on the lines. It looked
Yep.
like Laurent got off just a tad quick.
That'll make it 3rd and 21, and you don't really have any. You don't have the plays on the play sheet for that.
There's not many. It's a very, I tell you what, it might be a half of a play sheet at best, and that's with some really big fonts.
So 8:36 to go here in the 3rd. 3rd and 21. Coakley calling for it, looking to pass. Looking to take off himself, has room to run. Oh, nearly getting there, stretching out at the end, and he might be about 3 yards shy of the first down.
And it's going to present a question mark here for the coaching staff of the Lions. We know Estrada's got the leg. He's got a cannon and the wind right here, but with the defense playing as well as it is, a 4th and manageable. Obviously, Coach Salter, he's going to leave his guys on the field.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to stay out there and go for it here, especially where they are. Going with that dangerous 2-back set. Not dangerous for Covington, dangerous for Mandeville. Coakley calling for it. Laurent gets away from a defender, and he'll get the first down.
And that's that good hard running. That's good hard running, a senior leadership right there. And look, it's one of those, if the first guy takes you down, that's a turnover on downs. So you've got to win that personal battle in that moment, and Laurent was able to step up to the occasion.
Making the tackle.
Big play, big play. That keeps the drive alive, obviously.
Absolutely. Let's see if Covington can be the first on the board and can complete a drive. They got close. They got close early. So Coakley calling for it on first down, fakes the give, looking to pass here, short, and the pass was short.
Yeah, that one a little short hop right there. I think he was looking to put a little bit of touch on that, and that's one of those, as a sophomore, he's going to look back and go, you know what, I can put that right there on the numbers and turn that into a positive play. And Coach Salter, before the game, was mentioning the number of sophomores that are on the field.
Look,
it's a veritable JV.
Yeah, the future is very bright for this team as the handoff goes to Laurent. He's a senior, but the other running back in that 2-back set is a sophomore in Chapman, as well as the quarterback. Coakley is a sophomore as well.
And big number 70, Lawson Champagne, 6'4", 240 as a sophomore.
Some guys get all the luck.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So, and you know this more than anyone. The O-line, it takes time to develop.
It's usually the last thing to come around, the thing you need to be the most patient with.
So when you're looking at a young offensive line, especially tonight missing Mr. Potter, that you start to see that maturation.
3rd and 8 for the Lions. It'll be Coakley keeping himself up the middle, still on the run. Oh, Coakley lost the ball, but he's able to come up with it in the end zone. And I haven't gotten a signal for a touchdown. I haven't seen it.
I think they're calling him short.
Yeah, I think they're going to say he was down at the...
Nope, touchdown.
There it is. Okay, touchdown for the Covington Lions.
And you've mentioned this twice tonight, but I tell you what, number 5 right there, Justin Chapman, a beautiful block about 10 yards down the field that was able to spring Coakley, and he was able to use his athleticism to find pay dirt.
An excellent skill to have. He's not only just, the scat back, the fast guy who can run with the ball, but he can block and he can lead block and he can do all of these things well. That's a great back, as the extra point is no good.
I believe someone got a hand on that. That's a big play right there.
At let's see, 6:13 to go here in the 3rd. Covington leads 6-0. Estrada to kick this one away, and I think we're going to have a flag.
Yeah.
It might be
Wow,
offsides on the kickoff.
So a little bit of excitement, I guess, on the coverage team.
Yeah, I don't know if I can't remember. I don't think I've ever called that before.
That's unusual.
I knew it. I knew it existed, but it's not something you see very often. But Covington just continuing to look to get after it down there.
Now, of course, if you're Mandeville, you're looking back and saying, okay, this gives us the opportunity now for sure to get the ball in our playmakers' hands.
Yeah, Ibieta back deep to return this one.
And I mean, we saw on the very first play, the very first kick, he's got the ability to house, a kickoff. So
assuming his team gives him the supporting end doesn't hold.
Right.
Yeah. This one booted away. Ibieta will return it from the 2-yard line. Estrada got a big kick into that one. Let's see. He'll get, still on his feet. Still going. And he'll be upended at about the 36-yard line. But, hey, that's what you were talking about. Big return potential for Ibieta.
And I tell you what, if it's not for Ian Goodley making that tackle in open space right there, Ibieta's going to the house. I mean, what an amazing kick, by Estrada. But still, didn't make it to the end zone. Got into, Coach Gonzalez's playmakers' hands, and now Mandeville's got some decent field position to start this drive.
6:03 to go here in the third. Mandeville at the 36-yard line, and they're going 4 to the bottom of your screen. Henderson calling for it, and out to McGowan. Good block there. McGowan gets upfield. That'll be a first down, but a flag comes out.
Yeah, and I tell you, good play call right there. The question is going to be obviously on the execution, and we'll wait and see, but sometimes this is in the area of holding.
McGowan had a great block there. It is holding, so that'll back him up. But yeah, great play call.
It was, no doubt. So Coach Gonzalez and company, they had it dialed up right. So Mandeville will look to execute that better the next time they have that opportunity, because it certainly looked like it could work.
So now it's quads to the top of your screen. Hard count. Covington holds discipline. Motion from McGowan. Fakes the give, and it'll be a keeper from Henderson. Tripped up, and he'll gain about 4 on the carry. But
right.
Blackwell on the tackle.
Bryce Blackwell got a hand on his ankle, able to trip him up. Blackwell, he is just in the right place at the right time. So often.
So that'll make it second and 5 for the Skippers. 5:27 on the clock here in the third.
I'll tell you what, Blackwell and Court Bushnell really do make a potent 1-2 combination in the middle of the field.
Here's the give to McGowan. Rushing forward, that's a first down for the Skippers.
Good hard running, a nice little spin right there at the end to fall forward and make sure that the Skippers were able to pick up that first down. Keep the drive going, keep the chains moving.
It's such a big game for both teams here. Covington in the playoffs currently as the current power ratings stand. But Mandeville looking to play spoiler, and then there's that outside chance that we were told about as Henderson's brought down for the gain of 3. That outside chance. Now, we don't see it, but apparently there's been some people running the math on it who say that if Mandeville wins this game, they can get into the playoffs. Even though they're the 38 right now, playing a 31, I guess it would take a lot of things to happen.
Yeah.
But as Coach Hutch Gonzalez said, you got to win this because those things could fall into place where you do make the playoffs.
That's right. And you can only take care of what's in front of you anyway. So Coach Gonzalez is looking at this saying, hey, if we win and it falls in our favor, so be it. That'd be awesome.
False start call not called by the officials there. Mandeville will gain about 5 on the carry. Got away with that one.
They did. But you know what? Officials are human too. Now don't tell them I said that. So, my day is on the marching on the sideline. I'm sure there's plenty of referees that are like,
wait, Jimmy Inman saying
I can't believe that guy just said that. So
where was that guy?
Yes. Speaking of maturation, I became much wiser once I got away from the sideline.
Third down for the Skippers. Fakes to give to Lee. Henderson looking to pass, launches this one right side for McGowan, and that one falls incomplete. Great coverage over there by the Lions.
I tell you what, again, Coach Gonzalez not afraid to put the ball up. However, this is one of those situations where you look, fourth down, it's feasible right here to see a fake punt. Would not be surprised. It is on, the Covington side of midfield.
Interesting. And look, Joron Lee and Landon Ibieta are the two protectors. But it's not a fake. Oh, this one booted very low.
And once again, an unorthodox punt, but effective.
Yeah, down inside the 20-yard line. Covington will start this drive at about the 18-yard line.
So now the big question is what's going to happen with this drive? Because this drive could set it could actually determine the outcome of this game. If Covington's able to go out and put a drive together and find pay dirt as well as their defense is playing, you'd have to like their chances going on to win. But if Mandeville's defense can come out and reestablish the dominance that they had in the first half, then this could be anyone's game.
Mandeville really would like to force a turnover here. Chapman slung down, no gain. That would be ideal to get the ball in with excellent field position here.
And the other thing, in terms of punting, we've talked about it, and with the win, Estrada's going to be able to put a charge into this ball
for sure,
in the event that Covington has to punt.
2:40 to go here in the third. Two-back set. Coakley calling for it. Fakes to give to Laurent. Give goes to Chapman, looking to get the edge. And good defense there by Mandeville, forcing him out of bounds after the modest gain.
Yeah, nice containment, going sideline to sideline, making sure there was nowhere for Chapman to go. So good discipline by the Mandeville defense. And Coach Gonzalez has got to be pleased with the way the defense has stepped up to start the second drive of this second half.
Hard count. Mandeville holds discipline. Play coming in from the sideline. Play clock down to 3, so they're going to need to get this off quickly. Coakley calls for it. It's a screen. Oh, incomplete. Yeah. And Laurent took a lick.
Yes, he did.
Laurent's saying, hey, wasn't that helmet to helmet, trying to get the call from the official. But that brings up fourth down and Estrada to punt. So, hey, Mandeville's defense holds strong.
Did a great job right there. And now, once again, and we've mentioned this already, you've got a big punt more likely than not coming. So the possibility of a return, and we've already seen what Ibieta can do. Again, if everything goes as planned, he's got the ability to take the ball to the house. Little directional. Oh, what a beautiful punt.
Yeah, past Ibieta. So
look at this.
They're going to let it roll. Excellent. Literally flipping the field.
How long? How far did that punt go?
12-yard line.
Are we talking almost 60 yards?
Almost 70.
That is amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. You said it. Flipping the field.
Literally flipping the field.
And, again, it's not that he just was able to put a charge in it and get a great roll after the fact with the win. It was intentionally done to put it where he put it. So the directional punting was fantastic, keeping it away from one of the most dynamic players on the field.
And in the state of Louisiana.
Yes, in the state of Louisiana. You're absolutely right.
68-yard.
Ibieta gets it on the jet sweep, looking to take it, and I believe this is going to be a false start called on the skippers.
And I tell you what, Ibieta, he's frustrated right there because he got the ball in his hands and he had space in front of him. So he's like, man, you know, I just need it all to work right one time.
5-yard penalty assessed against the Skippers. It'd be first and 15.
So
Ball
first
now
and
spotted at the
15
7.
for the Skippers, now deep in their own territory.
These defenses, like we said earlier, they came to play and they've done a good job. But, man, there's some talent on the offense, so who knows when it's going to happen.
Henderson, oh, picked off by Blackwell, going the other way for the Lions. Looking to break it back outside, and he'll stretch out and get to about the 6-yard line. The big interception for the Lions.
And that's what you call stepping up on senior night right there. You know, we've talked about this. He's a quality young man in the classroom, outside of the classroom, and certainly on the football field.
Now, starting this drive at the 6-yard line.
Look, I mean, it's a you gotta like Covington's chances right here. If you're Mandeville, your backs are up against the wall. However, this is not the first time Covington's been inside the 10 and didn't score. So, you know, the big question is, will Mandeville's defense rise to the challenge again?
It looks like Covington's missing a player. Oh, I see. They had him stacked to the wrong side. So Covington here on first down. Goes to Poyen, breaks a tackle, and it looks to be down to the 1-yard line.
And I tell you, Ty Sireney is the offensive lineman on that side, number 60 for the Lions, filling in for Logan Potter. And I've actually watched him on quite a few plays here, and he's done a good job of holding his blocks on that side. And I think that's allowed the Lions to move big number 70, Lawson Champagne, into the position where he's been most comfortable all year.
Coakley calls for it. Poyen straight ahead. He's in. Well, it looked like it.
And it is.
And there it is. Touchdown for the Lions. Now, let's see. They're leading 12-0. Are they going to keep the offense out there and go for 2? Yeah. It looks like they're calling for that. So looking to make it 14-0.
That would be big, especially with as well as the defense has been playing tonight. So I tell you, whoever makes the playoffs out of these two squads, whoever they face in the playoffs, they're going to have a challenge with these two defenses.
For sure. So the 2-point conversion, going to Laurent. And he looks like he's shy. Yeah, 1 yard shy. So the 2-point conversion fails. 1:02 to go here in the third. Covington leads 12-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry, but at the beginning of the third quarter, I didn't give your announcement of the football.
Estrada booting this one away. He puts a charge into that one. That'll be a touchback. Kicking with the wind there.
Quite the weapon, as we've mentioned repeatedly this evening. And you know what? When you're forcing the other team to drive the length of the field, that really is a difference maker.
So 1:02 to go here in the third. Mandeville huddling up over there on the far side, getting ready to come out and start this offensive drive where they'll have 80 yards in front of them.
Touchback.
That's a lot of ground to chew on, that's for sure. Especially if Bryce Blackwell is patrolling his area like he's been tonight. 2 interceptions and one of them obviously being huge.
Ibieta at quarterback, 5 wide set. Motion from Lee. Ibieta pulls it, keeps it himself. He'll be wrapped up and brought down for a loss of 1. And Benoit as well as Bushnell in on the stop.
And Blackwell was able to drive, seal off that edge and basically force the play back inside. And of course, he's got 2 teammates right there waiting to clean it up.
Looks like they're sticking with Ibieta at quarterback. sticking also with the 5 wide set. Motion from McGowan. Ibieta will keep it himself again. He'll be wrapped up and dropped at the 20-yard line. So that'll make it 3rd and 10 for the Skippers. And that might do it for the third quarter. I think they'll head to the sideline. Yeah, that's the end of the third quarter. Covington leading 12-0. Top of the fourth quarter, 3rd down for the Skippers. Henderson calling for it, launches this one, looking for burst, and that one falls incomplete.
And that one kind of hung up a little bit in the lights. Not a bad throw by any stretch of the imagination. It's just one of those with, and again, I know the viewers watching this don't realize that, but there's like I said earlier, a pretty good breeze out there. So it's really tough on these quarterbacks this evening.
So Patterson back to punt this one away.
Looks like Blackwell to receive.
Let's see, line drive or...
Blackwell.
That one got some loft to it. Oh, it hit him! And Blackwell falls on top of it as that one hit him in the shin.
Yes, it did. I mean, we've seen the ball take all kind of weird bounces tonight, and that's one of those where the ball hit, and there was no way Blackwell was getting out of the way of that. So good wherewithal to get back on top of the ball after it hit him. But, man, that could have been a big play for the Skippers. A little unfortunate given how, I mean, that ball had some pace to it. So a little unfortunate for the Skippers in terms of the ball just going right where Blackwell could get to it.
11:43 to go. Coakley calls for it. Give to Chapman. Looking to turn back. Great defense once again. Mandeville flying to the ball. That's a loss of 1.
Yeah, not a whole lot there. And good field position to start with. So, you know, if you're the Lions right here, you really want to do something with this. But, man, this Mandeville defense, they've been tough most of the night.
Joseph and Patterson in on the stop.
Hatch to the ball. Coach Gonzalez has to be pleased with that aspect of his defense for sure.
So 2nd and 11 for the Lions, who, look, the clock's their friend. So, well, no, he's looking to pass. He's hit as he throws and off the mark. And, you know, I don't know what the from the DB doing the incomplete pass was about, because the ball was about 6 yards the other way.
It wasn't in the same area code. So, and look, and that's not a knock against these young men, because again, it's tough to complete a pass tonight with the breeze being what it is. It's probably 15 miles an hour, a steady breeze. So that's, and again, Mr. Coakley's only a sophomore. So a young guy getting a lot of experience, showing out.
Give goes to Laurent. Following the lead block, Chapman makes a cut forward, still on his feet. And he'll get to the Mandeville side of the field. He'll be about 4 yards shy of a first down, though. It brings up 4th down for the Lions.
Good hard running by Laurent right there. I mean, he took a lick right there at the end, and it was a pretty good lick. And you mentioned it as well. You know, when you have a teammate blocking downfield like Chapman did right there, good on him. We mentioned the score by Coakley earlier. We don't know if Coakley gets in the end zone without the block by Chapman. I mean, Coakley's athleticism is, you know, fantastic. You got to have the guys blocking earlier.
High snap, Estrada able to get a hold of it. And that's a great punt. This one rolls out of bounds at the 9-yard line. You can't draw it up better than that.
You really can't. I mean, a 70-yard punt earlier, or close to it. And then a directional punt that you put out right there, almost at the 10-yard line. And also keeping the ball out of the hands of one of the most dynamic playmakers in the state. I mean, that's you couldn't ask for more in terms of special teams.
So Mandeville's offense going to have 90 yards in front of them to start this drive. And in at quarterback now is Kirk Dusang, another senior for Coach Gonzalez. Dusang looking downfield, slings that one, caught by Ibieta. And that'll be a 5-yard gain for the Skippers.
No jitters right there for that young man, showing his senior leadership, coming in, trying to make something happen for the Skippers.
2nd and 4 here for the Skippers. Maybe Dusang coming in looking to provide a spark to the offense.
So it would seem, and I tell you what, if he's able to come in and get the change moving against a very stout Covington defense, that's all you can ask of him.
Now Dusang running, pointing downfield, launches this one. Oh, nearly hauled in by McGowan. And man, that's like playing, ball in the yard with your buddies, where you're just saying, no, hey, keep going, keep going. I'm going to throw it to you.
And I tell you what, he threaded the needle right there. He couldn't have put it in a much better place. It was just going to be an exceptionally difficult catch to make. But the ball, you couldn't have put the ball in a better spot.
3rd down for the Skippers.
And this is a big play right here for both teams.
Balance set. Dusang calling for it, looking to pass. Pump fake. Rolling out to his right. Slings it short and caught by Burst. And that'll be a 1st down for the Skippers.
I was going to say, excellent job by Dusang of getting outside of the pocket. There was nothing there. And offensive line for Mandeville did a good job right there of keeping him clean long enough for him to actually break out to his right and pick up the 1st down.
Play coming in from the sideline. Dusang calling for it, fakes to give to Lee. Pressure coming, slings this one out to McGowan and falls incomplete.
That pass intended for McGowan.
Yeah, that falls incomplete, so 2nd down for the Skippers.
And I tell you what, again, the offensive line did enough to keep Dusang upright and able to look downfield. He did enough to create a little bit of space to get the ball out, and it really, I tell you what, given the circumstances, pretty good pass right there. Not far off the mark. And we also talked about this earlier. Going in this direction, the ball will sail a little bit. So something to get used to.
Dusang calling for it, now rolling to his left. Slings this one out, broken up. Excellent defense there by Ian Goodley.
Ian Goodley, he's shown his worth as a senior through quite a few years of being the starting cornerback. And again, we've mentioned this before. He comes from such a strong lineage of Lions, if you will, being the grandson of Coach Rock Connerly.
Dusang on 3rd and 10. Looking downfield, steps up, caught from behind and slung down. Sacked by Benoit.
Big play by Benoit right there. And it's one of those, Coach Gonzalez, he's probably looking at the clock saying, all right, we're going to have to get another stop and find some points pretty quickly. If Mandeville's able to pick up a 1st down right there, that flips the script. Instead, Benoit steps up, makes a huge play, and keeps all the momentum on Covington's side.
In Covington, once they get the ball back, they know how to kill some clock running the ball.
Absolutely.
Snap is back. Patterson's punt is away, and it hits and will be downed at the 37-yard line by
at the 38-yard
Nick Pedavino.
So time for Coach Gonzalez's defense to step up one more time. And if you're the Covington Lions and Coach Salter, like you said, a nice drive, eating a whole lot of clock.
Look, here's what I'm telling the offense. If I'm on the Covington side, get some push. All we need is 3 yards of play. Get enough to get us 3 yards of play forward.
And that's it.
And we can run this out.
A little confusion in the Covington backfield right there.
Motion from Laurent. That's going to be, I believe, a false start. Mandeville knew it immediately and started pointing. So that's not what we were talking about. That lost you 5 yards rather than getting you 3 yards forward.
Yeah, and the clock didn't move in the process either. So
At the 33-yard line.
yeah, I'm not sure what was going on there, but there was obviously a lot of confusion in the backfield right out of the gate.
So now you need to get about 4 yards per play. Coakley calling for it. Give goes to Poyon. Oh, has a hole, hits it hard, rushing forward, and that's a good gain for him, getting about to, the 45-yard line.
And look, good vision right there on his part. He hit the hole, nice little cut to his left, found a little bit of open space, and was able to pick up a pretty good chunk of yardage and make for a manageable second down.
2nd and 4 for the Lions. It's 7:36 to go in the game.
Poyon, another senior, a lot of leadership on display.
Motion from Laurent, calling for it. Give goes to Poyon once again, looking to cut it outside. Stiff arm there, and he'll gain about 2 on the carry.
And a good tackle in open space right there. Poyon did a good job of actually making a nice little cut again to go out to the left. Otherwise, that would have been stopped for no gain. And those 2 yards don't seem like much, but it makes that third down very manageable, especially when you have the talent that the Lions have in their backfield. On the flip side, this is a big defensive play for the Mandeville Skippers.
Huge. I mean, we're 6:45 to go in the game. They're trailing by 12. Coakley calling for it here on 3rd down. Give goes to Laurent, and Laurent gets the first down.
That's his calling card. That's his experience coming through. That's his leadership showing. And the effort, just fantastic. He gives 110% every time he gets a hold of the ball.
And great vision there and patience that some running backs don't have, where he waits for it. He doesn't just try and go for it straight ahead. He's waiting to see that hole develop and then hitting it hard.
Yeah, he doesn't run up the backside of his O-lineman. He allows them to do their job and find some space and hits the hole.
And we're going to have illegal, I believe that's an illegal substitution that's going to be called on Mandeville. Or is it too many men on the field? Yeah, I think they had too many men on the field, so illegal participation.
I tell you what, I think that and I'm not certain that this move was made at halftime, but it seems to have been the case, that Ty Sireney is on the left-hand side. And I tell you what, having big number 70, Lawson Champagne, beside his running mate on that side, Mr. Pennington, has been something for the Lions to run behind on that right-hand side.
Coakley calls for it. Give goes to Poyon. Gets away from one, stretches out, and that'll be about a 2-yard gain on the run for the senior. It'll make it 2nd and 3 for the Lions.
And no sooner than I say, running over there behind another senior, Caleb Pennington, on the right-hand side, the Lions run to the opposite side. Make me look as though I don't know what I'm talking about. But I tell you what, Poyon's he's made some nice little moves out there to the left. Doesn't pick up much in the last 2, but we did see a nice gain on the one where he went up the middle and got to the left.
Oh, loses the snap. Coakley picks it up, and he'll be dropped for a big loss by number 90, Blaine Bernard.
Well, that's definitely what the Mandeville Skippers ordered. Coach Gonzalez has to be pleased with that fortuitous event. Easy for me to say.
There you go.
And it's going to set up a 3rd and 14, or almost, yes, 3rd and 14 for the Lions.
Yeah, so a 11-yard loss.
And that certainly changes things.
For sure, and the play clock is down to 8 seconds. So now 2 back set. They're going to need to call a timeout. Maybe not. Maybe they get set. There it is. Okay, Coakley gets it off. Laurent following blockers. He'll get to about just past the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be a 4th and 10.
Yeah, it looked like Pennington pulled right there, and Laurent was able to, as you said, be patient and follow his blocks. Nonetheless, it is going to bring up a 4th and 10, and this would certainly seem to be a punting situation with 3:52 to go in the game and counting. So. Now we've seen some pretty good punts on display tonight from Estrada. So let's see what happens here.
Snap is back. Estrada's punt is away, and Ibieta gets a hold of it with room to run. Breaks through. Let's see. Ibieta on the run. Estrada doesn't get him, and Ibieta, as we've talked about it all night, takes it to the house.
The one punt that was a line drive, and as soon as Ibieta got it, he wasn't thinking for 1 microsecond about a fair catch. And when you have a guy that's one of the most talented players in the state of Louisiana
with 4.4 speed,
with the opportunity to actually break out, man, it's a sight to see. Big play. What a huge play right there.
And that'll bring on Creighton Wilbanks for the point after out of the John Patterson hold. Covington faithful, chanting for a blocked kick.
We saw Mandeville do that earlier tonight as well. So it's
will attempt the point after.
Kick is up, and it is good. 3:18 to go here in the game. Covington leads 12-7.
Covington 12.
So onside kick attempt here for the Skippers. This one, I think the Skippers got it. Covington's saying they got it. Let's see.
Either way, it didn't go 10 yards, it would seem.
So Covington falls on top of it. Initially, both teams gave a signal. So,
yes.
But it was quite a pile there. But you're right, it did not go the 10 yards necessary.
This does set up an interesting scenario because we're definitely obviously looking at a 1-score game now that would win it for the Skippers. Their defense has really played well tonight. Only 3:13 left to go. Nonetheless, is it a full slate of timeouts for Coach Gonzalez and his crew?
Yeah, both have all 3.
So there's a lot of time to work with. So if you're Coach Gonzalez, you're telling your defense, hey, let's rise to the challenge. If you're Coach Salter, you're saying, let's salt this away, get a couple of first downs and call it a day.
Snap is back. Give goes to Laurent. And there, so Laurent gets about a yard. He ran about 6 or 7 yards,
yes,
but he
yes,
comes
he
up
did.
with 1.
But
that's not going to do it, though.
No,
you need to get that 3.
And Mandeville, good job right there, putting hats on the ball. The clock is ticking, though. So Coach Gonzalez is going to put faith in his troops to hold the line right here. And, of course, this second down is going to determine a lot in terms of timeout usage.
Play clock down to 4 before calling for it. Give goes to Chapman, and Chapman's going to be stopped for a loss of 1.
So now we're looking at just 2:21. It looks like a timeout was called.
And Mandeville's going to take a timeout. 2:21 to go here in the game. Covington leading 12-7.
Timeout on the field.
Oh my God. Third down for the Lions, calling for it. Coakley keeps it himself, stretching out, and that'll bring up 4th and about 4. I think Mandeville takes another timeout. 2:14 to go here in the 4th. Covington leading 12-7. All right, 4th down. Estrada back to punt. They have to be saying, don't kick it to Ibieta. Yeah, he's just going to boot it right on out of bounds.
And that is the play you got to go with after seeing what Ibieta was able to do not that long ago. So now it's crunch time. We're looking at 2 minutes and 7 seconds left. So we're almost at the proverbial 2-minute warning, if you will, although you don't have that to the high school level. But I can promise you, Coach Gonzalez will have his guys ready to play in that mindset of a 2-minute warning.
Mandeville's offense coming out. They have one timeout to play with. And it's Dusang at quarterback. Dusang calling for it. Looking to pass, keeps it himself running forward, launches it sidearm out to McGowan. And that's a first down for the Skippers. Throwing a little like Mahomes out there.
What a heck of a play right there as well, because he was definitely under pressure.
Now you're in that 2-minute offense.
And the clock is ticking. Only one timeout left for the Skippers.
Dusang calling for it, looking downfield, launches it. And that was intended for McQueen. I think a little too much on it.
Yeah, and you know, when you're in this moment and you're kind of juiced up, got your got everything just ready to how can I say this, pounce. Sometimes you put a little too much on the ball.
So 2nd and 10 for the Skippers. Play coming in from the sideline. Play clock is down to 12 seconds.
And counting. It's at 7,
down,
so
yeah.
it's going to be tight.
Dusang calls for it with 1 second left on the play clock. Launches this one, tipped.
And I tell you what, just a little over the outstretched arms right there. Looked like number 36 for the Lions. That would be Josh Henderson.
Great defense there. But 3rd down now for the Skippers. 1:38.
And of course, Mandeville saying, look, we've got 2 downs here to work with, because, I mean, with 1:38 left, there won't be another shot at this.
Dusang slings it. Tipped and falls incomplete. Intended for Ibieta. And now it's 4th and 10 for the Skippers with 1:33 to go.
And I don't want to say this is ball game, because a first down can certainly extend a drive if you're the Mandeville Skippers, but if you're the Lions defense, this is ball game.
We have a timeout on the field. 1:33 to go here in the 4th. Covington leading 12-7. All right, 4th down and 10 here for the Skippers. Lee motioning out. Dusang looking to pass. Now pressure bearing down from Blackwell. He launches this one for McGowan, and they're probably going to say incomplete.
Yes.
Incomplete, and it's a turnover on down. So Covington gets the ball back with 1:22 to go, and Mandeville has no timeouts.
Yeah, it should be quite simple. This should be victory formation.
The greatest formation in football.
And it should be Covington saying, okay, who are we going to line up against in the playoffs?
And yeah, where do they go in the standings?
That's right. That's right.
They were sitting at 31 coming into this one, playing a 38 Mandeville. And yeah, let's see where they go from there. Where how the power ratings play out for them.
Valiant effort tonight by the Mandeville Skippers. They came in knowing that they were a long shot to make the playoffs. Nonetheless, put in like I said, a valiant effort. Tons of hard work.
Especially that defense.
Man, I was impressed with them tonight.
That defense was flying to the ball.
Very impressed with them tonight. And the big play, of course, by Ibieta. And on the Covington side, Bryce Blackwell coming up with 2, not 1, but 2 picks, and one of them being huge.
Game ball to Bryce Blackwell. And congratulations to the Covington Lions going to the playoffs. Should be Covington, Slidell, North Shore, Pearl River, Salmon, and Lakeshore all going from St. Tammany Parish, and Salmon is a top 10 team in 4A.
That's amazing. That's a great turnaround by the Spartans. And, man, what a stacked group going to the playoffs representing the St. Tammany Parish schools.
Absolutely. So about 23 seconds to go, but the kneel down, the clock is going to run. So let's send our thank yous to those who helped bring you this game, starting with our superintendent, Mr. Frank Jabbia, our director of broadcasting, Dr. Melody Menard, cameraman, editor, and coordinator of Channel 13, Dave the Rave Williams, color analyst, Coach Jimmy Inman. So from Strawberry Stadium at Southeastern Louisiana University, where Covington defeated the Mandeville Skippers 12-7, my name is Grant Yenny. Good night. We'll see you in the playoffs.